Let us together again study today too all our Shastras. Through them, try to keep in touch with the divine, the truth. If possible, add to more knowledge, deeper knowledge. If possible, take the commitment also to be serious, sincere in doing the due sadhana. Once in a while, we can question that while listening to all these Shastras, the expected consequence of inspiration to lead spiritual path exclusively to reach to the divine. Is it happening or not in ourselves? We can ask once in a while and refresh ourselves. That is always good. Anything done regularly becomes routine and mechanical, loses its charm and beauty and purpose. This is how the mind works. Even the Lord is with you for some time. That Lord also gets boring. We get bored even with the Lord also, because the mind has that knack of creating contempt also, feeling bored also, because it always wants the different things or varieties. In spite of all that, a genuine question: ki, am I becoming clear in my understanding about Paramatma Tattva and its glory, and accordingly is my Shubha Sankalpa and Icha to reach the God becoming stronger or not, we have to see. And also consciously knowing the sadhanas, let us do. If all the higher, deeper meditational sadhanas are not possible, at least the Vritti Nirodhatmaka Yoga Sadhana or Eka Tattva Abhyasa Rupi Japadi Sadhana, if we can do with the prayer always added, O Lord, guide me from within and without towards you. When we choose our own this type of prayers and while praying, even minimum sadhanas we do, the Lord will guide us further. Let us start. Om, Om. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ सुकृतेऽधिकृते बहुधा भवतो भविता समदर्शनलालसता अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय मां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। ओं परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्रीवेदव्यास वैशम्पायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्यशङ्करादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। तेषां सर्वेषां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातु गुरूणां देवतानाम् अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं पुराणेभ्यः समस्तसत्सङ्गानां च निर्विघ्नेन वाप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य संस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरणैश्वर्यव्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृतसमस्तसाधकभक्तानां धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये विघ्नशत्रुनिर्मूलनद्वारा साधनाशक्तिसम्पदा अवाप्तिद्वारा दिग्विजयप्राप्त्यर्थं श्री कृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणम् अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे आद्यशङ्करभाष्यसमेत आदौ पारायणम्. We have to do the chanting of Tritiya Bhruguvalli in our Parayanam. Om Atha Tritiya Bhruguvalli. Om Sahana Vavado Sahanao Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. ॐ भृगुर्वै वारुणिः वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तस्मा एतत् प्रोवाच. अन्नं प्राणं चक्षुश्रोत्रं मनोवाचमिति तगं होवाच. यतो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते येन जातानि जीवन्ति यत्प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति तद्विजिज्ञासस्व. तद्ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा अन्नं ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्. अन्नाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते अन्नेन जातानि जीवन्ति अन्नं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति ते तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगुं होवाच. तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व. तपो ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा प्राणो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्. प्राणाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते प्राणेन जातानि जीवन्ति प्राणं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति ते तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगुं होवाच. तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व. तपो ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा मनो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्. मनसो ह्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते मनसा जातानि जीवन्ति मनः प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति ते तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगुं होवाच. तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व. तपो ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा विज्ञानं ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्. विज्ञानाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते विज्ञानेन जातानि जीवन्ति विज्ञानं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति ते तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगुं होवाच. तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व. तपो ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा आनन्दो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्. आनन्दाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते आनन्देन जातानि जीवन्ति आनन्दं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्तीति सैषा भार्गवी वारुणी विद्या परमे व्योमन् प्रतिष्ठिता. य एवं वेद प्रतितिष्ठति अन्नवानन्नादो भवति महान् भवति प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसेन महान् कीर्त्या. ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. ओम अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद. ओम यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः. यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं. तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते. शान्तिमन्त्रः. ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः. नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवेन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम्. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Om Atha Ditya Brahmananda Valli Om Sahanavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saviryangara Tejasvina Vadhetamastu ma vidvishavaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Atha Shashthanuvagaha. Om Asanneva Sabhavate. Asad Brahmeti Veda Cheda. Asti Brahmeti Ched Veda. Santamenantato Viduride. Tasyaisha eva Sharira Atma. Yah Purvasya Athato Nuprashnaha. Uda Vidvanamam Lokam Pretya कश्चन गच्छति आहो विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चित् समश्नुता ओ शोकामयत बहुस्यां प्रजा येति सदपोतप्यत सतपस्तप्त्वा इदगुं सर्वमसृजत यदिदं किञ्च तत्सृष्ट्वा तदेवानुप्राविशत तदनुप्रविश्य सच्चत्यच्चाभवत् निरुक्तं च निरुक्तं च निलयनञ्च निलयनञ्च सत् विज्ञानञ्च विज्ञानञ्च सत्यं चानृतं च सत्यमभवत् यदिदं किञ्च तत्सत्यमित्याचक्षते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Salutations to Parabrahma, Shruti Mata, all Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Rishi Muni Guru. Special salutations to Vyasa Bhagavan, Vaishampayana Rishi, Yagnavalkya Rishi. Then our humble salutations and invocations to Bhagavan Sri Adi Shankara and our Guru Parampara. All our Shastras are very sacred. Among them, the Upanishads are most beautiful. We have chosen to study Taittiriya, how informative, inspirational, and enchanting. We are seeing it every day. Among that, this Dvitiya Brahmananda Valli is most crucial important for the content that it is teaching us Brahma Vidya. In that also, the sixth Anuvaka, which is under our study or discussion, is most crucial because in the understanding of this alone, the entire Vedantic understanding edifies stands. So, in that also, the Srushti of Bhagavan of this world, how it happened, and how he has entered, and how he has become many, and how he is managing the whole show. That is a very, very crucial thing to be heard, to be contemplated a lot till our intellect fully settles in this satisfied, convinced understanding. And all this is again Satapo Tapyata Yasya Jnanamayan Tapaha. It is all Bhagavan Kevala Jnanamaya Tapa only. There is no any gross things involved. There is no any karma or any hard things involved from the Bhagavan standpoint. He just Jnanamayam Tapasya I did. Everything in the world is happening. The Jnanamayam Tapa is only two things. One is pure consciousness. The pure consciousness only from within with its own Maya Shakti is expressing as the knower and known, doer and done. Jnata and Neyam. That's the entire Srushti. So the discussion was very good, lengthy between Purvapakshi and Siddharthi. The Purvapakshi wanted to say what Shrutimata said is right. Then Shruti, our Siddharthi goes on putting answers to whatever the logics the Purvapakshi was giving regarding this most important sentence. The sentence is Tat Sruštva Tad Eva Anupravishat. Having created the world, the Lord has entered it. So that Tadeva Anupravishat has become the very important point of discussion. So we were seeing last 2-3 days. Therefore, the final conclusion is one total prasanga is different. You must understand a thing not by its word meaning, not by its literal meaning, not by its meaning in different context. You have to understand a word or a sentence depending on the context in which it is discussed. So here the context is what? The three things. Brahma vidapnoti param, satyam jnanam anantam brahma, yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman. From that standpoint it is said. So the Tat Srishtva also is not a Srishti. It is only the unmanifest Rupanama got into manifestation. So too the entry of the Lord also is entry without entry. In fact, our entry is his entry. Our understanding his presence at each of the level is his entry. So too our identification with that Lord is actual entry. All the three. His presence understanding is entry, and then our recognizing his presence is an entry, and knowing or identifying ourselves with that is called as entry. So, how the whole prasanga? Why did that tasmadva etasmad atmana akasha up to annamaya? Why the description is given? Let us never ever forget it. Brahma anugamaya. That was exhaustively given. Okay. It is Brahma Swarupa Anugamaya. Our job is not any other secondary or any other details. Brahma Swarupa Anugamanam. Not the Brahma Vastu. Where is that Brahma which where is not there? He is everywhere there. But then he should be cognizable. He should be traced. He should be experienced or touched. That that place is called as Upalabdhi Sthanam. That उपलब्धि स्थान तक हमको ले जाना है, स्टेप बाय स्टेप ले जाना है, and that is called as entry of Bhagavan. And Shruti Mata guided. According to that guidance only, we also have to travel. So in that the first step was our attention is brought away from the Rupanatmatmaka Jagata, and then we are made to focus attention on the Annamaya Kosha. Very systematic. The Annamaya has got 5 limbs, and that is shown to us. Names are given. Ayameva Shiraha, Idam Dakshina, Ayam Dakshina Paksha, Ayam Uttara Paksha, Ayam Atma, Idam Bucha Pradishta. This Annamaya Kosha itself is Brahman, is the Atman. If you can recognize, understand, then we have made the entry of Brahman at the Annamaya level. It's an entry, not at the final stage. Final only in the Guhayam when we discover him as our own selves. Here at the Annamaya level, Paramatma is there, is a recognition. It's an objective understanding. The reasoning logics were given. The Annamaya made from Annarasa, Annarasa made from Oshadi, Oshadi came from Prithvi, Prithvi from Akasha, Akasha from Atma. This is to be practiced. Exercise has to be done rigorously, vigorously. This is also again a type of upasana. Unless that is done rigorously, the intellect or the mind will not gather the strong understandings or what you say imprints about this knowledge. वो भूल जाते हैं हम तुरंत. And it has so many beautiful consequences. When you see every Annamaya Kosha only as Paramatma, then our attitude may change towards all dehas as Bhagavan. So that we may start respecting, revering. When that respect and reverence attitude comes from the heart, all the kama krodadi vikara will go away. In a way, it helps us in purification. Thereafter, manomaya, pranamaya, atma, तत्र अन्नमयाद आत्मनः अन्यः अन्तरः आत्मा प्राणमयः तद् अन्तः मनोमयः तद् अन्तः विज्ञानमयः इति in this way become aware of annamaya, then inside prana, inside mana, from there to the vijnanamaya kosha iti vijnanamaya iti vijnana guhayam praveshitaha. We have to focus our whole study on this only. By this process of explaining one kosha, Shruti Mata has made us enter into Vijnanamaya kosha, Vijnanamaya guha. What is Vijnanamaya guha? Where the knowledge is happening as the Triputi of knower, known and known knowledge. They are all vrittis only. And behind that vritti is Paramatma. Paramatma alone is appearing as these vrittis. Here, the Jnata, okay, this Jnanam he is having by being extroverted of the world outside. That is causing the Raga, Dvesha, Kama, Krodha. Then, Bahirmukha Banakar, he is becoming a samsari. Instead of that, if he focuses inside, what is the meaning of focuses inside? Key, the vrittis are the ones which are blocking Parabrahma to express. And always remember, Parabrahma means Ananda Swarupa. Because Brahma Swarupa is Ananda only. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Anantam and Anandam are same. So, in making him introverted, what is the introvertedness of the Vijnanamaya Kosha? Either trace what is that because of which the Vijnana is happening, or the Kosha banane wala vritti. If they can be dropped, then he is becoming Antarmukha. The more he is doing, then the Brahma Ananda first Kosha Rupena is expressing. That also in the different gradation of its increase. Priyaha, Modaha, Pramodaha, ityadi. For all those three, the base is Ananda Atma. For this Ananda Atma, the substratum is the Brahma Pucham Pratishtha. In this way, coming to the Vijnanamaya Kosha, and in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, becoming introverted, going into that Guha, in that Guha, finding the first the Anandamaya, means a conditional Brahman, conditional Ananda. What is said here? It as Anandamaya Vishishtaha Atma Pradarshitaha. आनंदमय विशिष्ट आत्मा प्रदर्शित मीन्स व्हाट एब्सोल्यूट शुद्ध सत्वगुणी वृत्ति में परब्रह्म का आनंद आनंद के रूप में व्यक्त होना which is a conditional ananda, not brahmananda bliss. It is shown. Then we saw atah param anandamaya linga adhigamadvarena आनंदमय लिंग अधिगम द्वारेण आनंद विवृद्धि अवसान आत्मा ब्रह्म पुच्छम प्रतिष्ठा that is being taken. Slowly, the Priya देखो, मोद देखो, प्रमोद देखो, इन तीनों का cause, there is their Ananda देखो, and that Ananda also is based on the Brahma Pucham Pratishtha. That's how our attention is brought inside, into the core of everything. And that Brahma is what? Sarva Vikalpa Aspadam Vikalpa Rahitam. Okay. What is that? Brahma Pucham Pratishtha Sarva Vikalpa Aspadaha Nirvikalpaha. Sarva Vikalpa Aspadaha means what? It is a support based on which all the Vikalpas of the Vrittis are there, but in him there are no Vikalpa. There are no Vikalpa means what? There are not even the Vrittis there. It is there, but it is not the Vritti of Ahamidam. That Ahamidam Vritti Veda has happened in the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Then that Aham only seeing the Idam and getting identified and becoming samsari by being extroverted, that is a Jiva, all that we know. But inside it is Sarva Vikalpa Aspadaha, support and substratum of all Vikalpas, but itself is Nirvikalpa. Like the ocean. Sarva Vikalpa Aspada. Vikalpas are the waves. But ocean by itself is Nirvikalpa. By itself is the Nirvikalpa. From that the all Vikalpa. Or you can take the water. Water is Sarva Vikalpa Aspada. Of all waves, bubbles, ripples. But in the water by itself there is no Vikalpa at all. If we can catch this very subtle difference. All the ways when you see it, further the substratum is water. When the focus is on water, water is undifferentiated pure water without any vikalpa. So that is Brahma Pucham Pratishtha. We are guided towards that. Then what came? Nirvikalpaha. Asyam eva guhayam adhigantavyaha. So in this buddhi guha, why? Because बुद्धि गुहा में ही विज्ञानमय कोश को जानने का शक्ति है. That buddhi guha vijnanamaya kosha alone through prana annamana is knowing the outer world. It was samsara. Now from this buddhi guha only that brahma pucham pratishtha can be no. That is why iti tat praveshaha prakalpyate. So in the interest of us to be focusing within and discover the Brahma Tattva there, that the pravesha tat sruštva tadevanupravishatu iti prakalpyate. Otherwise, Brahman is everywhere there. There is no place where he is not there. Therefore, there is no entry that way. But in this way, it becomes easier for us to recognize him in the Buddhi Guha. Therefore, Buddhi Guha mein Tadevanu Pravishatu. सो इट इज व्हाट श्रुति माता का भी समर्थन हो गया कि प्रवेश किया है. देन द लॉजिकल क्वेश्चन ऑफ द पूर्व पक्षी आल्सो इज एक्सेप्टेड, एक्सप्लेन किया है. सो इट्स एन एंट्री विदाउट एंट्री बिकॉज देयर इज एवरीवेयर देयर, हाउ कैन ही एंटर? एंट्री फॉर अस टू रिकॉग्नाइज. सो व्हाट मीन्स व्हाट? भगवान दो एवरीवेयर देयर, specifically he is entered there as if, put the word as if, for us to recognize. He is entered there specifically as if for us to be able to recognize. For becoming available to us, Bhagwan वहाँ प्रवेश किया है. That is what is essence of it. Tat pravesha prakalpyate. Now to substantiate it, we have seen yesterday, nahi anyatra upalabhyate brahma. Though the funniest part with Brahma is what? He is though everywhere permeated, he alone is there, but now upalabhyate. How is it so? Because nirvisheshatvatu. Because in him there are no specifications to be able to recognize him. Why is it so? Because Vishesha Sambandho hi Upalabdhi Hetu. See, the recognition of something, understanding of something, visualizing something, seeing something, experiencing something happens always when there are some Vishesha. Be calm and quiet. Here is a very good, important, subtle thought. Question ourselves, how come the Nirvishesha be experienced or seen? It cannot be. Therefore, being Nirvishesha, Brahman everywhere, therefore he is not available. Therefore, in the Buddhi Guha only he is be available as what? As this Vijnanamaya Koshas substratum, where the Triputi of the Vrittis, when we have transcended, that alone is Brahma. So we can imagine like that the Gneya Vastu, when it is dropped, Gneya Vritti, then the Priya will come. Then the Jnana Vritti when dropped, then the Moda will come. Then the Jnata also Vritti dropped, the Pramoda Vritti comes, Pramoda Ananda. Then when the Brahman is recognized as it is, the Brahma Ananda, the main substratum, will be our experience. That way also we can see. Then what happened? Ki, Yatha Raho, he said, कि विशेष संबंधो ही उपलब्धि हेतु दृष्टः यथा राहो चंद्रार्क विशिष्ट संबंध. We told yesterday, Rahu cannot be traced. He is only a Chaya Graha. But then he is placed in the Kundali with the with relation to Surya and Chandra. So, Evam. Now the next two, three lines are again crucial thoughts. What is the meaning of the Lord available in the Guha? Again it said, Evam, in this way, Antahkarana Guha Atma Sambandha. Antahkarana Guha Atma Sambandha Brahmana Upalabdhi Hetuhu. In the Antahkarana Guha, there is a Sambandha for the Atma. Therefore, the Brahman has been available there. That's how called as entry. अब entry की बात तो समझ गए. अब उसको साइड पे रख के this Vijnanamaya Guha is there, and there the Atma Vastu Sambandha with Vijnanamaya Kosha becomes the point of availability of Brahma. Brahma Labdha Upalabdhi Hetuhu. The two things are what? This Vijnanamaya Kosha is very, very close to Brahman. That is called as Sannikarshat. Because the Brahma Swarupa is Jnanam, Jnapti, and the Vijnanamaya Kosha also is Jnanam. Therefore, their proximity. Not other three koshas. Other three koshas, Anna, Prana, Mana, they are all Stula. Anna is only Satta Pradhanam. Prana is Sat and Kriya Pradhanam. Mana is Jnana Pradhana, but not Jnatru Pradhana. There is Jnanam in that, but there is no Jnata. That is understood in the next thought. What is next thought? avabhasa atmakatvacha antakaranasya. See how important is this thought? Okay. Uh, mhm. Antakaranasya means of this Vijnanamaya kosha, avabhasa atmakatvat, it is able to recognize everything. Therefore, who is the knower? Not Anna, Prana, Mana. The knower is Vijnanamaya. The Vijnanamaya kosha is knowing everything. Therefore, we have to inquire how the knowing is happening in Vijnanamaya kosha, and also who is the knower. If these two things can be sorted out, then we in fact reach near to Brahman. So the knowing is happening in Vijnanamaya kosha because of the Chidabhasa in that Aham Vritti. And this Chit alone is expressing a Chidabhasa, that's why their proximity. The proximity of Paramatma and the Vijnanamaya Kosha is because only in the Vijnanamaya Kosha Sthita Aham Rati, the Paramatma reflects as Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa Yukta Aham is the Jnata now. That Jnata alone can know and identify. So far he was knowing and identifying the outer upadhis. Now he can turn within, trying to know his own substratum. The substratum cannot be known. Therefore, what happens? That the vritti effort of knowing goes away. Then this Chidabhasa dissolves to the discovery of the Chit or the Chaitanya or the Brahma or the Atma. In this way, on the deep seat of meditation, having reached to Vijnanamaya Kosha, where the Jnata is found. When the tracing of the source of that Jnata is tried, what happens? Vritti to Paramatma ko nahi jaan sakta, but the effort we are putting to know who is the one because of whom the Vijnanamaya is becoming Jnata. In that effort, that vritti will disappear. Then in the Vijnanamaya, the reason because of which the Chidabhasa came, that Chit Vastu, which is Brahman only, with that the identity happens. So that Chidabhasa Yukta Aham Vritti, which is Jiva otherwise, in its effort of tracing, how come it is becoming knower or how the Chidabhasa is happening? That vritti aham goes away, then chidabhasa as if merges in the chid vastu only. Then the chid vastu anubhuti comes. I am that. That's a chit brahma. And that sat chit brahma is again what finally it is traced as, it will be told in the next mantra, should as a shuddha sadghana vastu or sadvastu or the astitva only. Now here is yes, example, yathacha, what is the discussion now in the next para? Ki, uh, when there is the light to illuminate, then only the thing can be known. Point one. Then from the known thing, we can trace the presence of the light. That is the relation between the antakarana as well as the avabhasakatvam. Avabhasakatvam. अंतःकरण एंड अवभाषकत्व के बीच में संबंध. Like a dark room is there, so many things are inside, but these are the things seen, they cannot be. But when the light is put on the any tube light, immediately we see. So here what's happening? The objects cannot be seen without the light. When the objects are bathing in that light, then only we can see. So too, the light also is traced to be there only when there is a reflecting or illuminating medium is there for the light. So this being so with the Vijnanamaya Kosha, that becomes the means or the source for recognizing Brahman there. Example is Yatacha Aloka Vishishta Ghatadi Upalabdhi. Ghata is there, but Aloka Vishishta Ghata only is Upalabdhi. Aloka is reflection. Aloka Vishishta means when the light falls on the pot, then that light reflected from the pot, when falls in our retina, then we recognize the pot is existing. That's called Upalabdhi. Hmm. Evam, in the same way, listen carefully, बुद्धि प्रत्यय आलोक विशिष्टा आत्मा उपलब्धि स्यात्. So the atma upalabdhi is what? Buddhi pratyaya aloka vishishta. Here buddhi is the ahamruti. Buddhi pratyaya aloka means the chidabhasa in that ahamruti. With that only atma upalabdhi syat. That the presence of the self is recognized there. See, when that aloka is coming in the buddhi pratyaya, with that it was watching the outer things so far. But when you see that buddhi has got alokana samarthyam, that itself shows that there is the what you call here as atma upalabdhi. Means what? How come this jada ahamruti has got alokana samarthyam, the ability to know? In that question only, the tracing of atma happens as a chit swarupa. In other words, if the chit swarupa atma is not there at the buddhi ahamruti, that ahamruti could never become the knower. Then I know this, I know that. These experiences would never happen to us. Now we can say, I know all this. So that I know all this, that object 1, object 2, object 3. If the objects are absent, is that knower gone, dead and gone? He is not gone, he is always there. And how come this I know is happening? Only at that point, in that enquiry, we discover is the presence of the Chaitanya Atma as Chidavasa, that the Aham is becoming the Jnata. So that is called as Fruddhi Pratyaya Aloka Vishishta Atma Upalabdhi Syat. So again, in many ways, we can inquire about it. How come, where from the knower is happening? In that inquiry also, the knower is the ahamvritti, but it is jada actually. But now he is becoming knower, which is a work of a Chaitanya. So there must be the presence of Chaitanya Atma. So there, that knower, when he knows that I am a knower, Chidavasa, through the vritti, that the vritti thing, if he can drop, or if you can focus attention to the chit itself, whose pratibimba is Chidavasa, then that Chidavasa merges in chit. That is what is called as knowing of the self there. So that is why Tasmat Upalabdhi Hetau, because of the Hetu of the Upalabdhi of Brahman there, Guhayam Nihitamiti, that he is there in the Guha, it is said. Therefore, don't think that Brahman is there only in the Gufa, not anywhere else. He is everywhere else. Everywhere Brahman is there. But Upalabdhi Dwara it is. Upalabdhi Hetu is that one. And Prakrutam Eva, already we discussed in the beginning only. Is it not Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma? What is immediate sentence? Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. Brahman is not a minute thing staying in Gufa and nowhere else it is. That type of notion we should not enter. There is nothing other than Brahman in this world. But Brahman being everywhere is Nirvishesha, cannot be caught. Therefore, he entered as if in Guhayam Buddhi to become available to us. Because of his availability to us, the Pravesha is spoken that he is Nihitam Guhayam. And also, in that Buddhi Guha only, he'll have to be discovered as the basis for the knower to become the knower. The Ahamvrti becomes knower. How come he is becoming knower? Because in Chidavasa, in him, where from it is coming? From the Satchit Paramatma, the Brahma Swarup Paramatma. So here he says ki prakrutam hi prakrutam eva guhayam nihitamivi. Tad vritti sthaniyetu. What is said earlier, same thing is again repeated here. Iha punaha again tat sruštva tadeva anupravishat iti uchyate. Tad vritti sthaniya. Vritti means explanation. What is said there as the सूत्र रूप, उसका वृत्ति या वार्तिक रूप में एक्सपेंशन रूप में यहाँ बता रहे. सूत्र रूप में यो वेद निहितम गुहायाम. So that one was a sutra. Now it's an expanded. There is Annamaya, within that Pranamaya, within that Manomaya, within that Vijnanamaya, in that Vijnana Guha, this Parabrahma has to be traced. He is there Upalabdha. What is he is there Upalabdha as? In the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the Triputi of the Vrittis are there. As a support of these three Vrittis, he is there. In fact, he alone, Paramatma, not seen as himself, he is experienced as by us as the Triputi of Jnata Jnanam Gnayam. है वही है. So the गुहा means what there? Don't imagine the cave है कि उसमें जाकर भगवान बैठे हैं. Like the Muchgunda was in गुहा, Giri Kandara, Krishna Bhagwan went, and then this Yavana also went. Then he opened eyes, he got burnt. Then कृष्ण को उन्होंने देखा, पूछा कि ऐसे गिरी कहोर में आप कैसे आए हैं with your पद्म पलाश युक्त feet and full of the kantakas and all. तो यहाँ यह the guha means the exactly spot where the jnata is having the jnanam. So that spot is called as guha, not a stula gufa के रूप में मत देखना उसको. So तद वृत्ति स्थानीय तो यह पुनः तद सृष्ट्वा तदेवानुप्राविशत इति उच्यते. So the idea of saying, purpose of saying tadeva anupravishat is not to say that he was not there, therefore is entered. It is only for our cognization, for our understanding him there, that his pravesha is mentioned by the Shruti. वहाँ प्रवेश किया है, जाकर उधर ढूंढो, ऐसा कहने के लिए. But once we discover the Brahman there, everywhere he alone is found. Then take the help of the other things. Bhagavan only with his Maya, Ananta Maya Shakti appearing as different ways. That is what is said in the next beautiful paragraph. Now listen this carefully. Ki tad evam, that in this way, Akasha Adi Karanam Brahma, okay, that Brahma Akasha Adi Karyam Sruštva. Clear? The Brahman who is a Karana of the Akashadi, having created the Karyam Akashadi, Akashadi Karanam Brahma Karyam Sruštva. See, be careful here. The Brahman is the Karana. That Karana Brahma has created the Karyam. Karyam what? Akasha Adi Sruštva. Tad Anupravishtam Iva. As if he has entered. Anupravishtam Iva. Kutra, where? Antah Guhayam. In the guha of the buddhi, anta guhayam buddhi, having entered there, then how he is expressing from there ki drashtru shrotru mantru vignatru iti evam visheshavad upalabhyate. So now this is another important discussion. That Paramatma Karana, having created Karya Akasha Adi, up to what? Up to Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya. Okay. Having done, he is as if entered there, be attentive, as if entered there. From there, he himself is available to us now in the form of these expressions. Each of these expressions are the conditional expressions. Using that conditional expressions, when the conditions are dropped, then the unconditional Brahma can be recognized. So what are the conditional expressions? Drashtru. So the Parabrahma who created the whole world of names and forms, and the one who has entered the Buddhi Guha, there he, from there, using the eyes, eyes, is becoming drashta. So therefore, how do you discover him there? Who is the drashta because of whom the eye is able to see? If our attention can be brought in this way, then we will be able to recognize the Lord. Because we are able to recognize him, we say that he is present there. Because he is present there, we say that he has entered. But once we discover that Brahman, he alone is found to be everywhere and everything. So to Shrotru, he alone through the ear, that Vijnanamaya Kosha existing Parabrahman only is becoming Shrota through the ear. So, who is hearing? Ear is hearing. But is the ear able to hear without the, what do you say, the mana? No, you cannot. Is the mind independent of the buddhi to listen? No. In that buddhi, how it is able to hear through the ear? It was Chidavasa. How come the Chidavasa? Because the Chit Swarupa Brahma. In this way, he is available as what? For us to trace with Vishesha. Brahman is Nirvishesha. But having entered the Buddhi Guha, taking up the Visheshas, through that he is expressing for what? For us, for our availability. Not knowing this, using all these faculties, we only become the knower of the outer world and get lost in it. But all these faculties are, all these expressions of Brahma are only for us to trace him back. Means what? Eye is able to see, not to see the world. Eye is able to see only to take us to the self, because of whom the eye is able to see. It's called Vedanta. Earlier thing is samsara. आंख देख सकता है लेकिन इसलिए देखते जाओ बाहर की दुनिया को, दैट इज संसार. आंख किस कारण से देख पा रहा है, दैट इज कॉल्ड वेदांत. सो निर्विशेष ब्रह्म उपलब्धि के लिए not only entered the buddhi guha, but he took up as if some visheshas continuously becoming available. Now the one who understands this principle, then with every of the faculty he will reach to the God, not away from the God. With every faculty reaching to the God is called antarmukha adhyatmik sadhana. With every faculty going out into the world is called samsara. That's what pratibodha viditam. Is it not? When I see the forms with the eyes, the bodh ho gaya of the forms. But pratibodha means what? Ki how come the eye is able to see? If you can trace, and through that, if you can reach to the Brahman, that's called pratibodha viditam. So to Shrotru, ears are listening through the ears. But who is the one because of whose presence the ears, though they are dead matter, gathering the capacity to listen? If that inquiry is made and we reach to the substratum inside, that's called Pratibodha Vidita. In this way, if you see, where is Brahman is not there in every experience, he alone is there. So, the Drashtrutva, the Shrotrutva, ityadi are the Visheshana expression of Brahman for us to recognize his presence there. In the effort of who, because of whom the eyes are seeing, ears are listening, in that effort of inquiry, eyes are transcended, the vritti also is transcended. We reach to that Brahman who is Nirvishesha. And in that, we merge in him, we submerge in him, we become one with him. That's how that Brahman finally is not an object nor a Vishesha Yukta object. He is to be experienced as subject only. That is the whole part. That subject is called Atma. That inside Brahman alone is Atma. That is the whole purpose of this study. So he is becoming Upalabdha to all of us as Shrota, as Drashtra. Then Drashtu through Shrotru Mantru. Manta is the Manana Kriyayaha Karta. Mind ka काम. Vignatru. He alone is available to Vignata through the intellect. Iti evam visheshavat upalabhyate. So in this way, with Visheshas, Brahma Paramatma alone is available. In Brahma, there are no Vishesha. But he should be traced and reached by us. And we can never reach without any Vishesha. Therefore, he has entered there, he took up as if these Visheshas for us to get a means for contemplation. That's how the Indriyas and Antakarana are means for our contemplation to trace back to Paramatma, who cannot be otherwise understood or seen because it's Nirvishesha. And in this inquiry of trying to know who is knowing through buddhi, who is doing manana with the mana, who is seeing with the eyes, listening with the ears, in that inquiry, all these indriyas are transcended, antakarana vritti are transcended. Even the inquirer, aham, whoever is inquiring, he will discover himself to be that Brahman. After which there is no differentiation that I am the knower of Brahman or trying to know the Brahman. I become that. In fact, I recognize myself to be that way. Some language, as it is said, he becomes it. Another language, he discovers that to be his essential nature. The one and the same it is. The way of putting is different. That's it. So, in the buddhi, continuously as drashta, shrota, manta, vijnata, it's also from another Upanishad. Who is available there is Brahman only. Saha eva tasya pravesha. Iti evam visheshavad upalabhyate. So, tad evam akashadi karanam karyam sruštva tad anupravishtam iva antah guhayam buddhau drashtru shrotru mantru विज्ञातृ इति एवं विशेषवत उपलभ्यते विशेषवान की तरह वहां वो हमारे अवेलेबल है सह एव तस्य प्रवेशः that alone is his pravesha becoming available for us is his pravesha otherwise he can't enter because he's already there everywhere he is there therefore his pravesha is what there visheshavat pravesha for our upalabdhi visheshavat pravesha for our upalabdhi. Nirvishesha is everywhere there, but not Upalabdhi. We cannot have the Upalabdhi of him, obtainment of him. So, the Brahman who is there everywhere, as expressed as Drashta, Shrota, Manta, Vijnata, for us to trace him, that his availability for us to trace him is called as his Pravesha. And a very important crucial thought is shared after this. What it is? Tasmad asti tat karanam brahma. Therefore, the karana of the drashta, shrota, manta is definitely is there. Asti tat karanam. And that existing karanam is called as Brahma. Again, because he is nirvishesha, he cannot be specifically told anyway, but he can be experienced. The last sentence is $1,000,000 important. That is, ataha astitvat asti iti eva upalabdhavyam tat. This is in Katha Upanishad. Asti teva upalabdhasya tattva bhavam prasidati. So, with all these things coming up to Vijnanamaya Kosha, where drashtrutva, shrotrutva, mantrutva, vijnatrutva are happening, that has become Upalabdhisthana. From that, we understand that be attentive. As a substrate of all that, Brahman is existing. The whole discussion is what? Asanneva bhavati, asanneva bhavati, asad brahmeti vedchetna, asti brahmeti, uta vidvanam kaschana prachyati, aho kaschut samashruta. So even the Siddhanti or the disciples also have the question they asked. So first thing is what? Therefore, as the substratum for the Vijnanamaya Kosha happenings of Drashtutva, Shrotrutya, Ityadi, there is Brahman existing. First point. Second is important. Is existing as what? Existence only. That is what here. Ki ataha astitvat asti iti eva upalabdhavyam tat. Astitvad is very much existing there. Asti iti eva upalabdhavyam. So the Brahman is finally recognized as asti, existence, not even consciousness. Because the consciousness is always in opposition with inertness. Is it not? The inert and consciousness is jodi. But what is the inert thing then? Is that Paramatma nahi hai kya usme? Usme bhi Paramatma hai. So one Paramatma only for the sake of play is playing as Jada and Chetana. But be attentive here. Next thought. The Chetana becomes the Upalabdhi Dwara again for the Sadvastu Parabrahma. That is why the importance is given to the Chetana. Not to say that Chetana alone is Paramatma, Jada is not. If Jada is not Paramatma, there are two Paramatmas or what? What it is then? Is it not? Therefore, the final experience of the truth as what? Asti only. Asti, 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 asti only. Finally. That Asti Paramatma only, नोवर चेतना नॉन जड़ा के रूप में एक्सप्रेस करके ये पूरे दुनिया के रूप में नाटक कर रहे हैं. सो असन्नेव स भवति असत् ब्रह्मेति वेदे चेत् अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेत् वेद सन्तमेनं ततो विदुरितिः इति. From there the discussion slowly brought us that in the Vijnanamaya Guha as the Nirvishesha pure existence we have to recognize Paramatma as. And that Paramatma being infinite, he that infinitude itself is bliss. Now Anandamaya Kosha उड़ गया याद रखना. Anandamaya Kosha is a Kosha because of the Punya Adi Karma done, that type of specific vrittis in which Ananda Brahma expresses. But Anandamaya Kosha से हमको परमात्मा नहीं मिलते. From the Vijnana Guha only Paramatma is available. As what? The Guha में जो त्रिपुटी है उसके substratum के रूप में. And that substratum रूपी परमात्मा is existing as existence only. अस्ति इति एव उपलब्धव्यः उपलब्धव्यम ततो. Therefore, what is the final recognition of Brahman? Asti. That's why in this world everything is asti, asti, asti. Even ignorance also asti only. Even the nastika also उसमें भी न asti, asti तो है ही. The nastika is existing. He is talking about his nastika vada, but is he existing or not? Is vadana existing or not? Or the words used by him are existing or not? The concepts based on which he is saying Bhagavan is not there, that is existing or not? The proofs, the logics, whatever he puts in Astika to prove Bhagavan is not there, वो सब है कि नहीं है. मतलब ये मूर्ख के मूर्खता को, ये नास्तिक के नास्तिकता को भी अस्तित्व का सपोर्ट चाहिए. What we know is we are experiencing astitva only all the time, but savishesha. Is it not? Like when I see let us say a mic. So mic is there, so I am experiencing is only, but in the form of mic. It's a savishesha. So निर्विशेष अस्तित्व को एक्सपीरियंस करना है तो अस्तित्व का विशेष ही ज्ञातृ ज्ञान ज्ञेय. When this triputi is dropped, then nirvishesha astitva is experienced as my own self. The three things. One, in the Vijnanamaya, Brahma is. Second, the Brahman is there as existence. But the third is more important in these two, that existing Brahman is me actual. Actual means that only. And this is what is the liberation. If I don't bring myself, it's only an intellectual jugglery or discussion going on. So Brahman is existing as existence. That existence, Brahman is I am. That's called Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam or Brahma with Param Apnoti. In this way, the Shruti Mata is trying to drive our attention from the external to the Vijnanamaya Kosha, from there to the Brahma Swarupa, Atma Swarupa, as what? Shuddha Astitva. So even the Vijnanamaya Kosha, Vijnata, Jnanam, Gneyam, Triputi are existing only. So the existence only expressing as these three. Shuddha Satta ही एक ज्ञाता ज्ञान ज्ञेय त्रिपुटी के रूप में एक्सप्रेस हो रहा है. And the three are because of the vrittis there. Nivritti rahita, Vishesha rahita is Shuddha Satta. All this, when we go into Vijnanamaya Kosha and pray to the Lord to reveal these things to us by His grace, these subtle revelations happen. And once it happens, the whole pole khol gaya. Everything is pure existence, dancing with Visheshas, without itself going through any modification to become Vishesha Yukta. Like the water is dancing as waves without itself becoming a wave. That's it. No? The ornaments become the gold become the ornaments, and plays the play. That's all Savishesha. But himself in the gold, there is no Vishesha. He is Nirvishesha. So that seeing the Nirvishesha Brahma is Para-drushti. Seeing Savishesha Brahma is Avara-drushti. Therefore, Tasmin Drushte Paravare. The transcendental as well as immanent. So, Then, with this, the Guha Pravishtam is over. Having entered, what he has done is the next question. Tat Karyam Anupravishya Kim. After that, what happened? The same pure conscious Paramatma, having entered into the Buddhi Guha as a Chidabhasa Yukta Ahamruti, as a knower, subsequently he only expresses all this. So, this next topic also, the next level of deeper analysis. Let us chant the mantra, then let us see the literal meaning of it with the Bhashya. We will study it tomorrow. It is what? Satchatyacha bhavato niruktancha niruktancha nilayanancha nilayanancha Vijnanancha Vijnanancha Satyam Chandratancha Satyam Abhavato Yadidam Kincha Tat Satyamitya Chakshate. Then what? Tadapishubodhi? Yeah. So, Satyatyaccha bhavatu, niruktam cha, aniruktam cha bhavatu, nilayanam cha, anilayanam cha bhavatu, vijnanam cha, avijnanam cha, satyam cha, anrutam cha, satyam abhavatu. Yat idam kincha tat satyamiti achakshate. So, this Brahman only, from there, he has become all this. Satu, the seen, known, manifest, gross. Murtam, it is called. Tyat means unseen, unseeable, the cause, the effect to satyam ho gaya. So Tyat is the cause, the unseen, the unmanifest. He alone became the unmanifest cause and the manifest effect. Like the water is the manifest, sorry, waves are the manifest effect. The ocean is the unmanifest cause. Why the ocean is unmanifest cause? Because the ocean is that where the waves are unmanifest. Ocean is that where the waves are unmanifest, and from that ocean only the unmanifest waves are continuously expressing. So that oceanness is Karana Avastha. Then the waveness is the Karya Avastha, Sattu and Tyattu. But both the ocean, the Karana, the wave, the Karya, are they independent of the third factor called as water? Is it not? The water is totally different from the Karana ocean, the Karya effect. The water is in both of them, but is none of them. Pani is neither Karana nor the Karya. But बिना पानी का the कारण रूपी समुद्र नहीं है, कार्य रूपी लहर भी नहीं है. सत च त्यत च भवतु. He alone has become the expressed, the tangible, seeable, and its cause in the causal form. So to Niruktamcha, Aniruktamcha. He alone became the speakable and non-speakable. Nilayanam and Anilayanam. He alone became the dweller and non-dweller, or dwellable or non-dwellable. Nilayanam means place to stay. Anilayanam is no place to stay. Whatever has got the Murta, that alone will have a place to stay. Amurta का place नहीं होता. Place देना पड़ता है उसको. Like Deha is a place, is a Murta, therefore it has a place to stay in the house. But Jiva has a no Murtatva, therefore he cannot stay anywhere. That is why Zabardast is put in the body and some special gates and all Bhagwan made some arrangement that till that Jiva has his life to be lived through the body is not allowed to eject out. Otherwise, if Jiva बाहर जाना चाहिए था कभी का. Because the body cannot bind Jiva, no? Jiva सूक्ष्म है वो. Not only at the time of death, even otherwise also, Jiva should leave the body and go. But some condition, some jadu Bhagavan has made, because of which this Jiva, though is very subtle, is staying in the Deha as long as the time permitted. After that, he only leaves and goes. That living can happen anytime through a जीवन मुक्ता और योग स्थिति. पहले ही शरीर से कोई योगी लोग तो शरीर को रख कर घूम कर आते हैं दुनिया में सूक्ष्म जीव रूप में. इसी तरह भगवान शंकर तो 1 साल परकाय प्रवेशक होते हैं. नमः. So this Sattu, Tyattu, Niruktam, Anuktam, Aruktam, Nilayanam, Anilayanam, Vijnanam, Ajnanam, Satyam, Anrutam, and Satyam. That one Paramatma only is appearing as all these. What are these? थोड़ा सा सोचने वाली टॉपिक है, गंभीर। कल हम इसको डिस्कस करेंगे। सच्चा मूर्तमो त्यज अमूर्तम अभवतो मूर्तामूर्ते ही अव्याकृत नाम रूपे आत्मस्ते अंतर्गतेन आत्मना व्याक्रियेते व्याकृते मूर्तामूर्त शब्दवाच्ये ते आत्मना तु अविप्रविवक्त देश काले इति कृत्वा आत्मा ते अभवत् इति उच्यते। किं च निरुक्तं च अनिरुक्तं च निरुक्तं नाम निष्कृष्य समान असमान जातीयेभ्यः देशकालविशिष्टतया इदं तत् इति उक्तम्। अनिरुक्तं तद् विपरीतं निरुक्त अनिरुक्ते अपि मूर्तामूर्तयोः एव विशेषणे यथा सच्च प्रत्यक्षपरोक्षे तथा निलयनं च अनिलयनं च निलयनं नीडम् आश्रयः मूर्तस्य एव धर्मः अनिलयनं तद्विपरीतम् अमूर्तस्य एव धर्मः तत् निरुक्त अनिलयनानि अमूर्तधर्मत्वे अपि व्याकृतविषयाणि एव सर्गोत्तरकालभावश्रवणात् तत् इति प्राणादि अनिरुक्तं तत् एव अनिलयनं च अतः विशेषणानि अमूर्तस्य व्याकृतविषयाणि एव एतानि। These are all very scholarly discussions, not डिफिकल्ट नहीं है, बट थोड़ा सा पेशेंटली ब्रेन लगाना पड़ता है। ऑल वेदांत इज यूजिंग अवर शुद्ध सूक्ष्म बुद्धि टू अंडरस्टैंड this portion. We will see tomorrow. With this this anuvaka will be over. Then comes the quotation for even this panchama kosha as well as parabrahma tattva comes asadvaidavagrasi tato vaisajayata tadatmanagya swayamakurta yadvai tatsukrutam. All that beautiful mantras will follow. As I was saying you, few times, especially this Taittiriya has to be heard so that such these intricate things can be understood. Other things can be understood easily. Few of the crucial things have to be patiently, analytically contemplated to understand. May God Guru give all of us that ability to see. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate Om Shanti 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः परम ऋषिभ्यो नमः श्रुतिमात्रे नमः परब्रह्मणे नमः समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः। थैंक्स। ओम